Hello everyone, I'm Kyle Smith, Public Utilities Director for the City of Mebane, and today you're going to be hearing from our Pump Station Division Supervisor, our Utility Maintenance Supervisor, and our metering and sampling crew. And they will be walking you through what a typical day in Mebane working with public utilities is like.
My name is Chris Crutchfield. I'm the utilities crew leader for the city of Mebane. I've been with the city right around 8 years. I have a crew of 4, and we're responsible of keeping up the utilities in the city. Currently, we're at City Hall, and we are working on a project for slip lining. We're trying to find a junction inside the building to where everything is, so when they come in and do the slip lining process, we can basically dig that up and they can do their cure in place.
For people who don't know what the slip lining is, can you explain it really quickly?
Slip lining is basically taking an old line and making it new again. It's a resin, they'll take it and blow it through, and then they'll steam it and heat it up, and it'll cure it to that pipe. And then once that's done, you can go back to it, and it's like a brand new line. A lot of our work's under the ground. The fire hydrants, part of our responsibility, fire hydrant gets hit, going out there and replacing those hydrants, or fire hydrant's not working, replacing the hydrant or fixing it, repairing it in some way. We may even have to dig it up and just put in a new hydrant, because sometimes they're not fixed.
And if your department didn't exist, most noticeable difference?
When you went to go flush your toilet, you might not be able to. You went to go cut open your faucet, you wouldn't have the safe quality drinking water that you're getting. Yeah, if you see us working on the side of the road, please slow down. We're trying to stay safe and go home to our families, and we're trying to keep Mebane positively charming.
My name is Greg Barts. I've worked at the city of Mebane for over 15 years. My primary job is to take care of the pump stations in the collection system. This is a pump station we're standing at. It has, simply speaking, water comes from the house to the pump station. Pump station pumps it to the wastewater treatment plant. That's the purpose of the pump station. The pump station we have 21 pump stations that have two pumps, duplex pumps. We have 3 pump stations that have triplex capabilities where you can put 3 pumps in. We have 33 single pump stations that are at small businesses and houses like Forest Lake. The pump station is always near a creek or low, because sewer from the houses comes downhill, gravity, to the pump station. Pump station pumps it through a force main under pressure to either a manhole, to another pump station, which in turn carries it to the wastewater treatment plant, where it is treated and reused. Our job is to make sure this pump station functions 24/7. We have, in case power goes out, we have a standby generator. Plus, we have, something happens to the generator, we have portable generators that we have access to bring in to make sure the pump station keeps running. We also have sewer pumping trucks that are on call in case something happens to a pump and we need to empty the wet well when we can't run the pumps. The pump station also has odor control that we add into the wet wells that keeps the bacteria in the water from going septic, so that you don't have a great big smell or bad smell. The control panel here has pump 1 and pump 2. This is the hours that pump's read. We check the pump stations 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We write down these numbers. We record these numbers on a by-daily basis. We take that back. It tells us if we have a pump that's not functioning properly, or if we have some other problems. Another thing we use is, this is your soft start indicator NLP says no line power. When the pump's running, you'll have a number on here that's amps. Amps will be between a certain range, full load amps versus 0. And we can look at these amps and tell if we have a problem with the pump, such as something getting lodged in it, it will draw more amps. If this impeller comes loose, it'll draw a whole lot less amps, things like that. We also have level transducers here, which is a transducer goes into the wet well, uses water pressure, and this right here tells the pump when to cut on, when to cut off. You have two pumps. You have a lead pump and a lag pump or backup pump. At a triplex station, that would be a double lag or another backup. If something happens to this goes out, we go to a from transducer to floats. There are floats in the wet well. Your lowest float is your cutoff float. Your next float is your lead float that cuts the pump on when the float tips up. Your next float, if that pump can't pump it down, your next float turns on your second pump, which is your lag. If there's a problem and the water keeps rising, it's going to get to the top float, which is a high water float, and that's when you're going to hear this. We have audio and visual alarms at every pump station, and also the SCADA here, once you have an alarm, it's going to call me or text me on my telephone. I get texts from pump stations 24/7, 365 days a year. I have two people that actually help me with checking the pump station, take care of maintenance. I have two others that I can pull that are currently, because we're low staff, that are helping on the water and sewer side. And plus I've got one also working as a locator. The collection system that moves the water from the house to the pump stations or to the wastewater treatment plant, believe it or not, is a fragile system. It is consisting of pipes, things that you put either down the toilet, in the sink, in a manhole, anything. Baby wipes is a big thing right now. If you use baby wipes, they don't dissolve like toilet paper. When they get to the pumps, in a pump station, they can clog up the pumps. So just be careful what you put into the collection system. Grease and baby wipes are our two worst things.
Okay, how you doing? My name is Ricky Connolly, and my position is a maintenance warrant operator. I've been working for the city of Mebane for 15 years. I also have a certification for wastewater grade 4. And basically what I'm gonna do today is just show some of the activities, what we do when we go around and check pump station. Soon as we arrive at a pump station, we take a visual look, see how the pump station look on the outside. And one part of our job as a maintenance operator is keeping the pump station looking good. And that means that we keep the grass cut, and sometimes we come out and we might paint some pipes and just get a visual look of the surrounding, make sure nothing is coming out of the wet well. And I'm going to show you that what is very important about the wet well. And you walk over here, and once we walk inside the wet well, inside the pump station, and at times when we check in the pump station, we open the wet well up, make sure the level is down at a certain position. That means that the pump is operating like it's supposed to, because we don't want nothing to come out the wet well, because our main job is to protect receiving water. Basically, what that means, that we don't want nothing to get to the stream. And that visual check maintenance is about 15 or 20 minutes. Then we'll sign out and we leave and go and check another pump station. Okay, at Cambridge Pump Station, wet well. This wet well, at times we open the top and what we do, we just look down over in the wet well and we basically checking for a lot of waste. Waste being like a lot of grease, baby wipes, plastic, and if it get at a point that it's so bad that we have to have it backed out. And over here on this side, we have a dry well. Our dry well consists of, some consist of 2 valves, some consist of 3 valves. They have valves on the inside that we have to exercise. And once we exercise the valves, we'll sign a sheet that it's been maintenance and everything looks good and nothing's broken, gauges are working, and those valves are very, very important because those valves, they let the water, sewer water from the pump station, from the wet well to pump out to the next destination. Okay, like I said before, this is the dry well. We have 2 gate valves and we have 2 swing arm check valves. When the pump is operating, the check valve arm would rise up and let the wastewater continue to flow out of the system. This is the dry well. Like I said before, those check valves, once it's operating, we just take a visual look and make sure that the arm is raising up, and when the pump shuts down, the arm falls back down in the right position. And the gate valves, we have to exercise the gate valves every 3 months. Make sure that they're not plugged up, and basically they keep them kind of lubricated.
Hey, I'm 𝓟𝓾𝓫𝓵𝓲𝓬. I work for the City of Mebane Public Utilities Department. We take care of water quality and install all the meters for the City of Mebane. This is?
I'm Travis Bevel. I've been with the city for 15 years and we work under the utilities department.
So a typical day in the City of Mebane, we would wait for City Hall to send work orders. We go out and about, we take care of the citizens, we take care of all work orders, we install water meters. We actually take care of the water quality that the City of Mebane gets. If we got to complain about something, we jump on it immediately to try to go make the citizens happy. If we didn't do our job and take pride in our job like we do, I mean, the citizens would be, in some big trouble as far as not having water out of their faucets, water to take a shower, just the quality of water. I mean, it's pretty hard to live life without water. So we just try to take pride in everything we do, and we try to represent the City of Mebane and to the best of our knowledge. And
what does it look like to sample? What do you do for the sampling process?
Well, we take 20 samples every month scattered around town. We cover pretty much the whole town. We do daily samples. We do, which is just residual readings to make sure all the water has the quality that it's supposed to. Every quarter, we test for THNs and HAs, which is from the state. Every 3 years, since we've done so well, every 3 years we have to do lead and copper, which is coming up next month, by the way. We just basically have to test all the residuals, which means the chlorine, the pH, the mono, we just assure that the levels need to be where they need to be at, so it's safe drinking water.
And then do you guys, if the levels are not safe, do you notify somebody, or do y'all go in and have to
we
fix
have
it?
to do them both. We have to notify and we correct the issue, whether it's flowing the water, bringing fresher water in, just anything that we have to do. It's really not that complicated as far as correcting the problem, but you know, we try to not have a problem. Okay, this is what we call a 3/4 residential meter. This is what we install on a daily basis for residential. Of course, the commercials are a lot bigger size. This is what the water goes through to feed the homeowner, and this is how we calculate all the readings, the amount of water that gets used, so that way we can have an accurate count on sending out a water bill for every citizen in Mebane.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed a little view in the Public Utilities Department, and stay positively charming.